good morning. Coming up today, we've got the male decoys who catch out cheating women. We've got an audience with the Spice Girls and a look at what they're calling statement fashion. This was Fion's statement at the Tory party conference, and this is what Caprice wanted to say when she rolled up at the National TV Awards the other night. And Susanna and Trini are in with their own selection of statements that you can wear in just a few minutes.
Oh dear, I thought I was going to say that about the male decoys. So I have written my script as follows.
Oh,
and survey after survey reveals that more women than ever are having affairs. We meet the agency, specially set up to trap cheating wives. Curses. And later this morning we go live to London Zoo, where a couple of incredibly sweet newborn giraffes are causing a big stir, and you get the chance to give one of them a name. Here's the full menu. As Girl Power marches on, Mark Wogan finds out what the Spice Girls really think of this morning, 10:50.
And it's Grow Your Own as Monty gives up the taste of the good life. That's at 11:15.
And he wants to tell you a story. He always does. Max Bygraves joins us for a chat at 12:10.
And do you recognise any of this stuff? It's all been nicked. We've got loads of stolen goods in here because the police are trying to put them back to the people who own them. Otherwise, it has to go back to the burglars. That's coming up at 11:50.
Well, it was the annual Woman of the Year Awards this week. Actually, I was invited, but I completely forgot about it. And I didn't turn up, which is a good thing, really, because apparently over 42% of the female guests admitted to having had an affair.
I've got the form, actually, Judy.
I didn't fill it in. I didn't fill it in, no. And 70% of them have no regrets. Viewer, I was not there, but I know a lot of people who were. In a minute, we're going to talk to the men who work as decoys to trap cheating women. And some of our researchers bravely volunteered to do a reconstruction.
The worst day in match.
Hi there.
Hi.
My name's Guy. Tell me, it may sound funny, but have we met before?
I don't think so, no.
No, come on, you're, what's your name again?
Melinda.
Melinda, yeah, of course we have Melinda. Guy. I just saw you at the bar there, and I just thought it might come. I know you had a friendly face, and I was hoping maybe we could get together sometime.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Great. I'm going to take your number. Is that okay with you? Melinda, isn't it?
Yeah.
Melinda, okay.
792.
792.
666.
666.
8.
8. Now, I hope that's not a work number, is it?
You have to ring it and find out.
I certainly will. Okay, I'm going to call you tomorrow, all right? And we'll get together, we'll have a good time, we'll talk about the old times we should have had. Okay? I'll see you then.
Right. He's brazen.
Hey, let's hear it for Guy.
Yeah, Guy.
Come on in, Guy.
Come on in, Guy.
He's our researcher who played... actually, sadly, Robin, who played Melinda there, is out filming, so we couldn't get here, but we think we've got a budding Slice alone here.
Okay, I was acting.
You're acting very well.
Are you good at chatting girls, though?
No, I don't really have a technique.
You look like you got one there, mate.
Have you got a girlfriend?
Not at the moment.
No, but you're looking.
Hey, let's get a strap on with the phone number.
Go away. Get back to work. Thank you. You did very well
like
there.
George Chakiris, actually.
Yeah, or Sliced alone.
Yeah.
Slighter, but
Hello,
hello, Denise. Denise is here to take the phone in today, or part of the phone in. We'll tell you sort of it's half and half today. But we've also got here Dave Shaw from Advanced Investigation, and one of his best decoys, George.
This is George here.
This is George there, yeah. Now, basically, you are recruited by men who are worried that their wives or girlfriends are having an affair.
Yes, or they suspect they've heard something maybe through the grapevine, or they're sort of previous actually meeting up with them.
Yeah.
They've sort of got up to sort of no good maybe, or they've been involved in an affair while in the actual marriage. So they just want to sort of check up on them and just see what would happen if some nice guy would actually come up to them in a bar or a restaurant and start talking to them, just see how they would actually react, if they would maybe give out a phone number or arrange to meet them, or if they would lie, or they would take their wedding ring off. And so
but is it very often when they kind of go, when the women are going away on a conference or on a business trip of some kind, is that generally when the man starts to worry?
No, it's basically all just really a number of different things. Most girls normally go out once every sort of couple of weeks, I know, with their mates from school, mates or their friends.
Say, I'm just going out with my mates, it's fine. And the guy's starting to think, hang on.
Yeah, somebody might have seen them, maybe talking to some guy, or they're just getting on. They think they may actually be having an affair with somebody, but they don't know who. Yeah. So they sort of get that.
Or just sleeping around. Yeah.
So you, George, go out and you target this alleged woman and you basically chat her up.
And see if she goes for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
But you need information,
What a
don't
sneaky
you?
thing to
Yeah.
do.
Well, listen, no, we had a woman on here a year ago, and this is actually what gave you the idea. There's a woman who runs an identical agency, which is based on one that works in the States, and women hire
Decoy
girls.
dolls.
Decoy dolls, they call it, that's right.
Sasha, that's right.
So you presumably need to get a bit of background on the girl that you're going to target from the husband or the
David
boyfriend.
will feed the information to me.
Yeah. What kind of stuff? What music?
Yeah, what type of music they like, where they like going, socialising,
Right.
Activities, sport.
So
what they're
bingo,
interested
it's
in.
all of a sudden there's this great-looking guy who likes the things they like.
Exactly.
And what happens? I mean, in most cases, you know, what's your worst case scenario? Somebody sort of flings herself into your arms and goes off with you, or?
That's never really happened, to be honest with you.
But do people tend to? Do women give you their phone numbers? And
Yeah.
So it shows they're available,
Yeah.
and then you
There's a lot of
report
flirtation
them back
there,
to their
yeah.
husbands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
That's basically it.
yeah. I mean, usually George is wired up, so we actually got them on tape. What they're saying to George. See if they're lying. George will ask key questions like, "Oh, are you seen anybody? Or are you married? Where do you live? Where do you work? Where do you sort of normally go?"
But do you ever get devastating information? Like you might say, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And they say, "Yeah, but I hate him." Or
Yeah, I've had
Do you?
that.
You've had
yeah.
that, have you?
And you do feel sorry for the actual
Bet
suspect.
you do.
You do. You
I
do.
would,
You
yeah,
do.
yeah.
You do.
Lots.
Because there is two sides to the story, isn't there?
So how do you break? So he reports back to you. So let's say he's had a successful hit and the girl's given them. You don't take it any further, do you? It's just a phone number.
Phone number, it all depends on the client. It's up to them. If they want to do a second call up, they'll contact David and...
What do you
know.
mean? Some of them want to know if they'll go any further?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And I'll
What-
stop because it's a morning programme. So.
It's kind of
yeah.
our reporters made their excuses and left time. Is
No,
that?
no, he makes his excuses and stays. Sometimes.
What do you think,
So how
Denise?
do you break that information to the
Well,
to the
basically,
guy?
we see what happens, how the evening went.
Yeah.
We'll tell them what their body language was, if they were touching George, if they were sort of rubbing up against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they sort of went in a corner with George.
Yeah.
We've got it all wired up. If they went back to a hotel with George. No. If they're sort of wired up,
Yeah.
so the actual client hears exactly what's going on. Now, that might be enough for him, because he might have just said it's sort of suspicious she was getting up to something.
Yes.
And she may just be sort of flirting. It just really goes from there. And what we do, we actually got phone numbers, separate phone numbers in the office. So George will actually give out a phone number.
Yeah.
So when they ring up, it's, "Oh, is George there?" "Oh, he's not in at the minute," or we can divert the call to George.
I see.
And then tape the call as well. So actually get them on the phone speaking to George, and "I'll meet you tomorrow at 9 o'clock in a hotel."
Do you
or a
ever
bar."
get? Do you ever just before we bring Denise in? Do you ever get a case where you're able to give the guy good news and you say she didn't want to know?
Yeah.
Good.
That does
But
happen.
it's very rare, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Very rare.
It is very
It's
rare.
like the sort of Titanic sort of coming up again. It's sort of that rare.
Not known.
What do we think?
Well, I'm glad this agency is run by a man with such touching faith in women. That's a big help to start with. And you didn't mention that a lot of the men who were contacting you might be paranoid.
That's true.
Just simply jealous. I have seen so many relationships destroyed by suspicion which had no basis. I suppose if women are doing it, if we have decoy dolls, we have decoy whatever you like to call yourself. But what really worries me is, are you detectives, which I suppose is okay, or are you provocateurs? Are you deliberately trying to bring about a situation which is going to cause a lot of unhappiness?
Well, no,
That's
I
true.
mean-
Decoy dolls, to be fair. But go on. You answer.
Well, yeah, I mean, we
Answer
work on the
Denise.
same lines as basically as decoy dolls. I mean, we're out there detecting to see if this lady would take a phone number or how she would react if somebody that sort of more or less mirrored her would actually see if she would sort of go off with a guy.
But,
if you
but
like.
you're not just going and standing in proximity to them and waiting to see what happens. You are carefully preparing a regime that is going to break down her defences.
Well, no, she can say no. Yeah, we're not actually twisting her arm. We're actually chatting to the lady. Yeah, and it's up to her whether she wants to give her phone number out, or it's up to her whether she wants to lie. We're actually making her lie.
Because if you think about it, imagine he's not a decoy. Imagine he's for real. He's just a guy chancing his arm. Exactly the same thing's going to happen.
Yeah.
And at least it gives the boyfriend or the husband a chance to know what the reaction would be. And similarly with the agency for women. Although personally, I do think it must attract a paranoid mentality.
Well, I also think there's one thing. If I found out that a man had been checking up on me like that,
Well, that would break the relationship, wouldn't it?
absolutely, that would be the end of it.
Don't you think, Denise, just off this for a moment, just to round this off, that this survey, which shows that incredibly
What percentage
high
was that?
number of
48%?
affairs. It was, hang on, was it 50, I can't
was a
remember,
lot,
I wrote
anyway.
it down now somewhere.
42%.
How many? 42% of them admitted to having affairs. And most of them in the age group of 50 to 64, actually, which we all must
Children
find
of the
very
60s,
encouraging.
you see. Children
Yeah,
of the 60s.
yeah. And that they didn't. And Raj said something very similar yesterday. He said all the evidence shows that more and more women are having affairs, as more women than men.
Now, I heaven forfend that I should disagree with Raj, but I think what is happening is that they're simply more ready to admit it. I mean, 30 years ago, nobody would have dared attempt a survey like that because they'd have had their face slapped if they asked that question.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's changed. Women have always been as randy as men, unfortunately.
Right. She's staying at the Metropole Hotel.
And she's
I
only
don't know
just
the
got
room number, but
married.
she likes to drink in the Raw Bar, okay?
You
7 o'clock.
haven't got a chance, believe me.
All right. I enjoy talking about that. Denise is sticking around today. She's teaming up with Dr. Chris in a sort of double-headed phone-in. He'll deal with your worries about health. Denise does all the mental